Alrighty, yo guys, Beast back with some more weekly content. So I figured I would do one last tutorial over this. So this is how to install the Dokkan bot on both Android and PC, all in one video. Everything you need all in this one single video. If you want to install it on Android, you can install it on Android, PC. So we're gonna start with Android. There will be timestamps left in like the bottom bar. There's like a chapter thing where you can just automatically click to a certain area. It'll tell you a couple different things. I'm also going to cover errors at the end. But for now, we're going to get on into everything that we are going to need on Android, because we're going to do Android first, because why not? So for Android, you are going to first of all need to go get a file. Now, I have this file linked down below, and I'm just linking the media file folder that contains both the Android and the PC build. So it's a universal link for both. Click whichever version you're on and download that zip. The first thing you want to do, we don't need the bulk back. No, we want this. There we go. And just click on the file and it will go ahead and start downloading it. You're gonna open it. Go ahead and download a file manager. That's usually the better way of extracting stuff. So we're gonna download FX File Manager, Explorer, Technically Manager. This is the one I always go to for anything, bot related or anything. If I'm going to be doing something on a device, I'm going to install FX, whether it's root or anything else. This does not require root, however, and as you can see here, the folder is here. I don't really understand why it did that. Anyway, so once that folder is extracted, the next thing you want to do is download Termax from the Play Store. If you're on, Android. Unfortunately, I don't know of a way of a iOS user themselves to install it on an iOS device. However, if you have an Android or a PC device, you can farm both iOS and Android accounts using the bot even on desktop. So now that we are into Termex that we just downloaded, the first command we're going to run is Termex setup storage, and I'll have it on screen now. And paste. Termex setup storage, hit enter. It'll ask you to allow Termex to access photos, media, and files on your device. You want to go ahead and click allow on that. That is very, very important. The next one you're going to run is PKG update. So let's go ahead and paste that in there. There we go. So it's really weird how it does that, but it is running PKG update. And now we're going to run the next command once this finishes. So paste. Try it like that. Yeah, that worked. I don't know why PKG update seemed to give an error, because it didn't seem to work. But that is running. The ny Python is running. That's just installing Python now. That is what that command does. It installs Python onto Termex, which is very important because everything you're going to do on the Android bot is going to be done through Termex. So you do need all that. I think we're done there. So we're going to go ahead and enter the next command. Wish it would have a done message. So we now need to get get, which is a very important thing. Once that is done though, and it looks like it is, we're gonna run the apt-get install libxml2 libx. Oh, that command I just put there was apt-get install libxml2 libxls2 or slt or whatever. That is the end of the command there for the lib and the lib files. After that, we're going to use a wget command that is going to pull from the raw.github-user-content.com. This is going to pull for the bot files that are needed to be on Termux. That will allow it to actually communicate with the file we downloaded earlier. So Android.py has saved, which is very, very important. Now we're going to run all of the pick commands, and I go ahead and suggest to run every one of them twice before even trying to load up the Dokkan bot. So we're going to do that. And we're literally just going to run them all. So paste. Because we're going to run them all twice. That just makes it a lot easier. That way we can, get down to the roots of everything. Some things will take longer, however, some things will take less time. It just all depends on the draw. So it takes a second to run the Pi Cryptodomex, and this is honestly the one that most people have issues with. If you're having issues with this, remember guys, just take that command, paste it back into Termex twice. It will get through it. Any sort of module here. We are doing nothing but installing modules right now. You should not be tripping, because this is all we're doing. So the next thing we're going to install is VS4, and then we have WorkZoog, and then we can technically attempt to launch the bot, but we're going to run the pip commands twice. I just suggest everyone run them twice. It doesn't take that much longer, and it just guarantees you a better functioning bot. Any issue you could have will be avoided if you just listen to me right now and run these commands twice. For whatever reason, sometimes something doesn't install correctly or something weird like that, running them twice seems to nail it in the coffin and just make sure they run. And then you'll have no issues loading up the bot after this. This is the simplest way of installing the Android version. We will be over to the PC in a second, and I will be back once this one loads. This is ridiculous. Hey guys, so on to the next one being BS4. It looks like LXML finally finished. Then we are going to get Work Zoog, and then we're going to rerun them all again just because, you know, safety. So I've already shown you running them twice. Running them again is the exact same thing. We will go ahead and run 6 together one more time just to make sure you all understand how to run these commands. All you're going to do is paste the text in there, hit enter. If you download the text document on requirement already satisfied. So if it says already satisfied, it's good. It means it installed correctly. But if it does not, then it means it is good. So that one's also satisfied. We're going to check request again. As long as they say satisfied, that is fine. If they run through stuff again, that means it didn't install something correctly the first time anyway, and you need to rerun it. But it never hurts to just double check these. I'm not having any module issues, but sometimes the modules do bug out for whatever reason. Maybe you accidentally hit in instead of yes. Maybe it didn't give you that option and just assumed it was a decline. It's kind of strange how it can be sometimes, but as you can see, all my modules were ready. So we're going to go ahead and try the next command here, being Python 3 Android.py. And as you can see, there we go, setting up pip. We're running some stuff here. It looks like we are just about done on the setup process, and the bot should be done. Moment of checking here though is seeing if it had any sort of issue finding any sort of modules. And PyCryptoDomex is going to take the longest by far. So we will be back once this finished running, as long as we don't run into any issues while running it. But you know, be back in this. Alrighty guys, so it finally loaded up with the select your language, and our language is English, and now we need a key from the Scarlet bot. Once again, we're going to switch on over to this display right here, actually, and see... One sec, I'll be back. Now we're good. Okay. So, the way you get the key, and some people get confused about this and try and message her directly in the chat, but the way you get the key is this little bot right here, and this bot's available in my server. I do believe it needs to. If not needs to, it's in the 16 server, but it's also in my server. So right-click it and go ahead and click message. And once you message it, you're going to go ahead and type the word key, and it will give you your key. So you'd hit type key, and then you would hit enter. I'm going to go ahead and slide it on over, hit enter. I already have my key, so I'm going to use my key real quickly onto the bot. What I'm going to do, though, is be back in a sec. Alrighty guys, so since I am sick on waiting on the Android bot to load up an account, I did go ahead and start a reroll. I entered my key, it worked fine. You know how it works. Super simple. The next thing we're going to cover now is going to be Python. So I linked down below for those of you who do not like using the Windows Store, but for those of you who do like using the Windows Store, please do me a favor. Just go here and type Python 3.7. Don't type 3.9. Don't type 3.3. Don't type anything else. 3.7. Once you type 3.7, you're going to open the app. And you're going to click install. And since it's already installed on mine, yeah, that's what you do. Once you do that, the next thing you're going to do is go over to a command prompt and just type command. And you're going to run all of these commands. So these are going to be installing modules to your computer, not to the bot itself, really. That's the difference between Android. Technically, Android was installing it to your Termex, which, you know, interesting. So as you can see, I already have it, but you're going to run through and install all these. On PC, you actually don't have to, you know, run through, and we're going to go ahead and run them all, just in case, and see if maybe they can update. I think if we do pip update, we can update our pip. That one right there, and then finally, simple GUI. So we already have that installed. The next thing, of course, is to download the bot. Once again, link will be in the description. Download the bot. You're going to download the PC version. Cancel. We're just going to minimize that. Once you download it, you will have a zip. You're going to go ahead and take your favorite extracting file, whether it's just a default extractor. I like to use 7-zip personally. Extract files, open the folder, and right here is windows.bat. Now what I suggest you to do is go ahead and click send to desktop, and what that does is create this shortcut on your desktop of which you can actually rename the shortcut to say 16 farm bot. That's what we're gonna put. And as you can see now, 16 farm bot, click it, and my 16 farm bot's open. And all you're gonna do once you run those commands in your command prompt and you install Python, which once again, pretty straightforward. And if you don't, you can run through the other ways of installing Python. But Python's super easy to install through the Windows Store. For Mac users, I will go ahead and show you, I suppose, just where Python is. So look, Mac users, this is what you need. You get Python, and the only difference between a Mac user and a PC user, and I'll go ahead and pull this up and I'll explain this to you. Here is how a Mac user is to install the bot instead of an Android user. So first of all, get Python for Mac, which is going to be linked right here at python.org. We're actually going to move this out. Yeah, there we go. So I use tons of different browsers, guys. I'm sorry. Now go to Downloads, Mac OS X, and now you're going to look for Python 3.7 here. 3.71 exists here, but I would like to find a 3.7, just a flat 3.7. There's 3.9, but I'd like a flat 3.7. Install Python 3.7 or 3.7.9 for your Mac OS, and then for Mac users, you're going to be using terminal instead of command prompt and doing the exact same pip3 installs. You're going to download the 16 PC zip and extract it, and inside the extracted folder, double-click windows.bat. For Mac, you go to the source folder, right-click bot.pyc, and open the Python launcher. Or open with the Python launcher. So for the 16 bot, this is sourced right here, and there is something called, I do believe, bot.pyc, and you're going to right-click it and launch it with the Python launcher. On Mac, when you right-click, of course, it's going to give you or I think when you double-click it, it'll be like open with what app, and you're going to use the Python launcher. It's just going to run it as a Python script in the Python launcher. Super duper simple for Mac users. All you got to do is install Python and run the pip3 commands through terminal, not through command prompt, and you are good to go. Alrighty guys, there we go. So I suppose we're going to end the video here. So overall, it is super duper easy. And I'm going to go ahead and show you just, for those of you who haven't seen a little bit of the bot, I'll show you a little bit of the bot. So this is basically all there is to it. It's super duper easy to install. I am curious, guys. I know some of y'all are Android users, and I do my tutorials primarily on the Windows version. I can record the Android version and do some tutorials over that. It's relatively the same process as Windows, just with a different OS interface. So you're gonna have to, like, on mobile, you'll have to go to Discord, and your Discord will look a little different. You do have to download every single text doc in the custom commands section. I wish I had Discord on this blue section since right now to show you, but I will go ahead and tell you from my own personal experience. It almost seems like it runs a little bit faster running through Android than it does running through PC for some reason. So I might actually just use Android for a little bit and see how that goes. But I am now for guys. Keep your beast mode. See you. I have not slept today. I just figured I'd get this recorded. But you know, keep your beast mode.